So my number 7 is Aquaforce. Now this has been a deck that I have gone off and on about, and it's a very interesting build. Basically says, hey, stand the rear guards and do stuff more. It basically gives you multiple attacks, and also Maelstrom is awesome.
It's one of those stand-heavy clans. I mean, there's a few out there. That's one of the main ones, though, in my opinion.
And it's one of those where it's like, hey, Mega Colony's here. Oh, crap. Because we rest and then we don't do stuff. And it was one of the clans that I was considering building, did have built at one point. The thing for me is it's expensive, and I don't like
But the thing about that, if you wanted to go back and use Maelstrom now, I mean, you can build it easy. I mean, the most expensive thing in that deck is the original Maelstrom, followed probably by Basil.
And even if you wanted to use Basil, because some people don't need to.
Yeah, some people don't even use Basil, so, I mean, the Cross Ride, Glory Maelstrom, it's not even that expensive anymore. It used to be one of the most expensive cards.
Yes, it was.
But it's not anymore. It's pretty low, actually.
Yeah, it
shockingly.
Is. And, the whole reason with Aquaforce is just because I really don't have as much time. If I were to build a 7th deck, I think that would be it, though, because Aquaforce is pretty cool with all the Navy and stuff like that. In the Navy.
Well, I look at it this way. Aquaforce is the Navy. Tachikaze is the Army, and then what would be the
Air Force? Anything
Angel Feather.
Angel Feathers.
Angel Feather, I think.
Well, they're the medics.
Yeah, Angel Feathers are the medics.
Anything could be the Air Force when you look at it.
Kagero or Narukami, I think that if you combine them both together, they're the Air Force.
Yeah.
So.
But overall, number 7, Aquaforce.
And my number 7 is actually Granblue.
Alright. This could be interesting.
The reason why I have it at number 7 is I've always been interested in pirates.
Go Undead Pirates!
Yeah, and the way that the idea of it, it's the only clan with the idea of bringing stuff back from the drop zone. It's so unusual. There's no other clan that even brings cards back from the drop zone.
No, nothing else does that. There's stuff that can heal damage, but there's nothing that can come back from the dead.
And frankly, if the next set 13, they get more support, but after that, they don't get any more. And I really feel like this is one clan that needs it.
Yeah, Granblue is arguably the clan that needs support. Like a Spam Guard, that'd be wonderful.
When he talks about Spam Guards, I hope if you guys don't know, Spam Guards are actually called Quintuple Guards, which is basically you drop it, counterblast 1, and you take the top 5 cards of your deck and you put them in the guard zone.
And again, all this stuff related to card fight, link for wiki down in the description to get started.
Pretty much.
So you're number 7, Granblue?
Yeah, and frankly, one of my favorite art-looking cards are the 2 Undead Dragons in there. So.
Yeah.
You're number 6.
Alright, so my 6 through 1 are the decks that I do use. So for those of you who watch my deck building vids, you might be seeing some spoilers here. So that's the only hint I'm going to give, though.
And frankly, my 6 through 1, some of my decks are there. Some of my decks are actually lower than that, like my Genesis deck and my Bermuda deck.
Cool. Alright, so my number 6 is Mega Colony. Now, Mega Colony was one of those clans that I wasn't really sure about, but then one of my other friends kind of talked me into it. It's like, hey, these guys are pretty friggin' awesome. Now, Will talked about it in his honorable mentions. Mega Colonies basically say, hey, that's a nice unit to have there. He doesn't stand next turn to attack me, so you're going to need to kill him. He's like, Mega Colonies are like Link Joker.
Early.
Except they don't screw you over as much because you can still do stuff with, like, the abilities and stuff.
There's only one card that's coming out from Mega Colony that I feel is like, wow, that's really, really good. They deserve it. But it's so powerful.
Break Ride says everything rests and doesn't stand next turn, including the Vanguard. So that's awesome.
And that screws over a lot of clans. He does a lot of proxying against me with that card. Awesome. And that card messes up golds really easy. It messes up royals.
Yep.
It messes up dimensional.
I really don't think there's any clan that would really mess up. Except for a Superior Ride deck, maybe.
No, it messes up decks.
Yeah, it really... There isn't a clan that isn't affected by.
Maybe Aqua Force, but that's
Aqua Force would easily get affected by that, because it's like, oh crap, I can't do anything.
But it's got an easy stand.
Yeah, it's a stand.
That's the one deck that I know. Oh, Dimensional Police is on. If you build the stand version of it, it can also not be really affected by it.
I think really the only card that isn't affected by that stand thing is Amon, because Amon's just like, oh, you guys are useless. I eat your babies.
Yes,
and we'll talk about Amon later. But
I will also be talking about Amon later.
Still, I really have grown to like them. They're gangsta bugs. So, my number 6, Mega Colony.
My number 6, Great Nature. I feel that Great Nature is a clan that's undermined.
Yeah.
I don't have a deck, but when people play it, it's fun to play against. Because you watch your opponent power up his cards and then kill them. It's like, that's interesting.
Survival of the fittest.
Pretty much.
I know.
I mean, the card Leopold is really, really fun to play against because, first of all, Great Nature is one of those clans that not many people actually use.
That's true.
I put it in with one of those clans that like needs support badly.
Yeah, Great Nature needs support.
Great Nature and Granblue and Neo Nectar. I feel like these 3 clans need support.
I think Great Nature along with Granblue gets stuff in set 13. Yeah, Great Nature gets stuff in set 13.
I'm talking about after that, though. After that, they don't get it.
Yeah, they don't get anything after that.
I mean, we don't know about Neo Nectar's what their support is, but they do get some, yeah, so I'm happy to see they get support. But no, I mean, it's just a fun clan, and it's basically just reminds me of school. Yes, I'll be honest, I am one of those people who actually enjoys going to school.
What, you mean like the fun side of school, or like the bully side of school?
The fun side.
Because nobody likes the bully side of school. It's
well, of course not. Who does?
Masochists. Sorry to those out there who might be. I don't think anyone is yet. So, yeah, Great Nature, though.
Great Nature. Yeah. It's just one of those clans, it's like, huh. Oh, and I love the artwork of the clan. It's one of my top 3 clans for artwork, so.
Huh, cool. Alright, my number 5 is
Pale Moon.
Now, you know how Great Natures kill their stuff? Tachikazes do this, except more. Tachikazes basically focus on, you die, come back to my hand or come back to the field, and I still get power from that.
Well, it depends on what build you're using, too.
Yeah. Early Tachikaze focuses just on killing stuff and mulliganing it back to the hand.
Yeah, it really...
Tachikaze now focuses on just killing stuff and bringing it back to the field.
Yeah.
Iguana Gorg spam!
The early version, in my opinion, that was a good build because it allowed you to keep that guard in your hand when it was necessary, but it didn't have the strong power cards it needed.
Yeah, the only thing that was powerful in the early stuff was Death Rex.
I don't know. The cannon.
Oh, you mean the 9K? Yeah.
Yeah, the 9K. I mean, that ability is decent, at least.
Yeah, there are also abilities for Tachikaze where it basically says, kill something, counterblast 1, call another copy out. So there are stuff where it's like Great Nature. And now the more recent stuff, the Ancient Dragons, focus on just overpowering your opponents. They really focus on that.
They do a lot more of the spam killing.
Yeah, spam kill and bring back.
They've got a card called Iguana Gorg, which is basically like, ooh, kill me, bring me back.
Kill me so I can come back.
Pretty much.
Or Baby Rex, where it's just like, kill me so I can get a grade 3 out.
Pretty much.
Yes.
I mean, it's really an unusual clan, in my opinion, so.
Yeah, so my number 5, Tachikaze.
My number 5...
Tachikaze. Pale Moon? Yeah. Awesome.
Pale Moon is basically a circus. And frankly, one of my favorite childhood memories was going to the circus. I mean...
Yeah, you've been to a circus?
Yes, have you?
Cool. No, I have not.
You really should go to one. Quite interesting to watch.
I've been to a zoo, but I've not been to a circus.
It really...
It's a circus of assassins!
Pretty much. I mean, I really like their concept. The one thing I don't like about it is their expense. I love their artwork. Yeah. I love their, like I said, concept. Their hopping in and out of the soul is quite interesting.
Into the void! Come back out!
So, yeah. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I wanted to say was explained by Salomon.
Alright, so my number 4 is Murky Regulars. This is a clan when I looked at it, I'm like, I kind of want to build this. And then over time it's just like, yep, I definitely need to build this. Because Darky Regs basically says, put stuff into the soul and become a behemoth by doing so.
There's actually only one version that really doesn't do that.
Yeah, there's only one. Which version is that?
That's the Edel Rose build.
Oh yeah, the Edel Rose build basically says get 1 unit in the soul and then do stuff with that. Every other Darky Reg build basically says build up your soul and then beat your opponents with it like Amon, where it says, hey, I get +1 for each unit in the soul.
I'm going to explain why I like it later, so...
And it's actually one of the few decks where it's just like, hey, guess what? Mega Blast can be used in this.
Yeah, it actually has a card that's a useful Mega Blast.
Yeah, Darky Regs is probably the only clan where Mega Blasts are still useful.
Angel Feathers.
Angel Feathers could do
Angel
it.
Feathers and Darky Regs are probably my only two. And maybe
Genesis
Oracle,
can do it.
Genesis and Oracle Tank maybe
Yeah.
a bit. So...
And I'm a fan of Amon's smashing you into the ground, and you need perfect guards to stop this, basically. Amon is awesome.
Yeah.
But my number 4, Darky Regs.
My number 4, Royal Paladins.
That's a nice pick.
I was a big fan of Paladins. When I first started this game, it was the first deck I ever built was Royal Paladins. It was a deck that I truly put my heart into. It wasn't that good until I really started getting some of the other stuff like, I don't know, Alfred, Soul Saber. Yeah, the current build I have is Soul Saber. I used to run a Majesty Lord build, but that build I couldn't get enough of the cards for, so... And it was such a hard cut. I may go back and redo it now.
Yeah, Royals are hard to build. I can give you that.
Well,
like,
the
if you're
new
doing-
stuff is not actually that hard to build. You can,
Jewel Knights aren't that hard?
Jewel Knights you can build pretty easy as long as you... I mean, most of the good stuff's already in set 10, so you just have to buy from one set. Royals you actually had to buy from a bunch of different... the earlier Royals, up to like set 5, you had to buy from like sets 1, 2, 3, and 5.
Though the Royal Paladin Break Ride is probably the weakest out of any, because it's just like, ride and get +10 to crit, that's it.
Yeah, that's not really that effective.
Just like, power!
I'll be honest, I don't use the Royal Paladin Break Ride at all. I
Yeah,
feel like
that
it's
makes
one
sense.
break ride that you could go without.
Yeah, it's probably one of the only
I
ones.
find Palamedes, even original Alfred, to be more useful.
Yeah, original Alfred's awesome.
Original Alfred, even though he can't be boosted, that's still 20k all the time.
That is awesome. So your number 4 is Royals then?
Royals.
Cool. My number 3, and at first I didn't have them as high on the list, but after a while I'm just like, they need to be high. Ubbe Thomas.
They're not even
Because...
a set 13 they get their stuff, but right
Yes.
now they're not even a buildable clan, Brett.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. You know why I like Ubbe Thomas? Because, first off, in set 13 they now get stuff, which is actually pretty much focuses on binding, which is effective when your opponent has cards in their hand. It's just like, I don't want you guarding these attacks. Bind, bind, bind. And also, there's even one card that says, bind the whole field. You don't have a field now. And my number 1 favorite Nubatama card, Voidmaster, because Voidmaster is awesome.
That we saw in episode 6 of the show.
Yes, because he says, "Hey, if I'm on Vanguard and you have more cards, if I have more cards than you, I get +3, and if my attack hits and you have more cards than me, you counterblast 1, you drop 1."
But
That and Dreadmaster, because it's basically just like, "Hey, if the attack hits, counterblast 1, you drop a card."
it's not really a clan.
It's not a clan yet.
It's
but-
not a clan, really. It's got 4 cards right now.
and it's getting more in set 13, so now it's playable.
It'll be a playable clan, but
Yeah, but I really like Nubas, especially Voidmaster. Voidmaster is awesome. So my number 3, Nubatama.
My number 3, Die Police, or Dimensional. Dimensional Police, one of my absolute favorite clans because of robots. I feel like Dimensional Police...
Transformers.
Yes, they're the Transformers.
They are the Transformers.
In my opinion, though, I feel like they're more the Power Rangers.
Yeah, some of them could be.
So, but... I mean, if you look at it, it's... Dimensional Police, it really is the big boost, big power-up guys.
Oh, they are the power guys. They
Yeah.
can go like, they can get 4 crit.
They can get 4 crit easy.
They can easily get 4 crit.
One of the... I mean, it's really hard. If they can get their stuff off, it's hard to stop them.
You pretty much need to go on miracle triggers in order to really beat them. Because at some point they are going to run out.
Or you stop them early.
Yeah, stop them
Stopping them early game, and they're done. Pretty much. I mean, I've had a lot of my decks... I actually run 2 decks. I run a Dimensional Police deck where it's all the Dayusha.
The die stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, it's all the die stuff. And that deck's really fun to play, but I actually have a deck that I put together that is like a friend of mine suggested to me, and I'm like, oh, that's actually a good idea. It's where I run one of the big Enigman cards.
Oh, the Enigmans.
No, it's not just Enigman. I run Enigman Rain, which basically says stand up a unit if this attack hits. And I also run
as spam Miracle Beauties?
Yes, and I spam Miracle Beauties. So I can basically stand up everything on my field again, so I can get 5 attacks in that one turn.
So it's like Nova Grapplers, except more honorable.
Yes, I feel like Dimensional Police actually try with that.
Let's do stuff!
Nova Grapplers are just like, boom, stand up, boom, stand up, boom, stand up, boom, stand up.
Indeed.
That's what I think.
Yeah, DPs are definitely the powerhouse of the builds, because they're just like, smash!
Yeah.
Smash with power.
But you put up a Die Police deck against Zeal, like a...
that's gotta be fun.
It's funny to watch, but most of the time, Zeal actually comes out on top because of... People like to run Zeal with Miracle Beauty. It's annoying to watch.
Yes, become weak and then I attack you multiple times.
That's pretty much what you do with that build.
Go Zeal.
They'll run 2 of the big Zeal, 2 Miracle Beauty, and 4 of the Break Ride. Which, I'm not talking about the Dayusha Break Ride.
Origins.
I'm talking about Origin Heroes Zero. That's an annoying, and I repeat, annoying card. But there's another card in that is really annoying. Dark Dayusha.
Oh, Dark Dayusha. Comboing that is.
Comboing
evil.
that with the Break Ride, it has to be one of the most broke abilities.
And you thought Mega Colony was evil. We just make sure you don't stand next turn. Dayusha just says, now die, you have nothing left.
Yeah, it burns.
Yeah, Dayusha burns.
That's one deck, it's like, if you can't stop it early on...
You're dead.
It's a rev up and bang, pretty much, is what that... Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, Dayusha is pretty much, and die!
So, yours?
My number 2 and my number 1 and number 2 were hard to pick because these 2 clans I love so dearly, but I eventually had to pick one and I figured, yeah, might as well go with this. So my number 2 is Granblue.
Really?
Because zombie pirates are awesome.
I actually thought that would be your number 1.
Yeah, Granblue was the second clan that I actually built and I really like it. Exceed is awesome, even though all he does is Superior Ride.
Yeah,
so
you can see that in his picture. You can understand why he likes Exceed.
Yeah, you can actually understand by my wall exactly what my number 1 might be, but I really like Granblue. I've been shouting, going, hey, give these guys more support. They kind of need some. The Break Ride was nice.
They get 7 cards in the next set. Come on, give them more stuff.
Bushy Road. Yeah, but seriously, it's just like, when was the last? Was that in Breaker?
Breaker Limits was their last time they got stuff.
It's just like Breaker Limits. Like, all right, this is nice. We have Cocytus. Now we just need more
they
limit
get
breaks.
a few cards in the Fighters Collection, 2014.
They get 1.
Okay, they get 1 card. It's
like Breaker Limits. It's like, hey, we have Cocytus. Now we just need more limit breaks and we can be good. They look, it's just like, and wait, we get 7 set 13? Yes, how many? 7? Okay.
It's just one clan that really needs looked at by Pushy.
Up until set 13, I'm just going like, you mean to tell me that Granblue only has 1 limit break?
Hey, Royals did 2 until set 10.
Yeah. But you got stuff in set 10 at least.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Yeah, Mega Colonies haven't gotten a lot of support, but yeah, Granblues need a spam guard, they need more stuff.
Yeah, the one clan that could use a spam guard doesn't get it.
Just like, hey, 5 cards that can go to the drop zone? That could be... Okay, don't give us it. Fine, wait.
Frankly, that's the one clan that... It would be good with that.
Yeah,
I'm serious.
Actually good with it. So overall, my number 2 pick, my zombie pirates, the Granblues. So yours?
My number 2 pick, Oracle.
Yeah, I figured that'd be somewhere.
Oracle is my number 2 because of CEO.
CEO is awesome.
CEO Amaterasu.
Oh, so the normal one.
The normal one, because of the game Okami. Oracle Think Tank does you can compare a lot of the cards in that game to a lot of the cards in Card Fight for Oracles to the game Okami because of the lore. Like, it was another clan that I really focused on lore. I mean...
Yeah, lore is pretty awesome.
Frankly, there's a couple different builds you can do with it. I mean, you can run the CEO build, which is a nice build. I actually have that build. I have a Battle Sister build.
Oh, Battle Sisters.
Battle Sisters was a really fun deck to build.
They are powerful as well. Don't count them out.
Never count Battle Sisters out. People have thought I was going to lose with them, and I've come back to win by dealing them 3 critical.
3 crit.
When they were only at 3. And they couldn't pull any heals. That wasn't based on heals. That was based on me coming back and showing them how powerful Battle Sisters can be.
Also, Oracles are the only clan that have a Soulless build. I would like to see more.
Actually, yeah. They're one of the only clans that run Soulless. It's called Soulless Coco. It focuses around the Witches build. And it pretty much says, charge up the soul a bit, blast it all away real quick.
And then have no soul.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're telling me a redheaded person has no soul?
I wasn't going there, but if you want to go there...
That's what Bushy Road is implying. It's like, oh, redheads have no soul.
I wasn't going to go there, but...
Bushy Road went there. That's not your fault. That's Bushy Road's. Just look at the card and you'll know what we're talking about.
Frankly, in my opinion, when they built Soulless Coco, I was actually shocked to see how well it did. But
it does well.
Yeah, but out of the 3 builds, it's actually the number 1 build. I don't like it, but a lot of people do, so yeah, I never count it out. So, and your number 1?
And my number 1 is, this is my absolute favorite deck. It's the one that I so far have put the most effort into building.
And probably the most money.
Yeah, probably the most money so far. And it was really hard to build. My number 1 is Spike Brothers. I really like Spikes. If you see my last deck build, you'll know why. It's an awesome deck style. Will kind of explained it. They basically say, go to the field, go back to the deck, come back out to the field, and basically punch your opponent repeatedly in order to do a hit-and-run style.
Yeah, there are some decks, though, that can stop this.
There are some decks that can stop Spikes, but it's actually pretty hard to get advantage against a Spike Brother deck because a lot of stuff focuses on...
If you can stop their back row units, I noticed that.
Yeah, if you kill
their
their
cards
back
like
rows.
Dudley
Phantom, Wonder Boy, Reign of Terror.
Reign of Terror, Wonder Boy. If you
Dan.
stop their boosters, I feel like you have a better chance.
Yeah, if you stop the boosters, Spikes become a little bit weaker, but still, you break ride something and get out some Juggernauts, you get punched in the face. You're getting punched in the face.
Frankly, if you start off in the deck by having... If you start off when you ride to Dud the Emperor, you have... Excuse me. If you have Dud the Emperor and 2 Juggernauts, you can basically get in 5 to 6 hits in that one turn.
Oh, you can get off a bunch of hits in that.
And it's quite annoying. But I have found ways to get around it, but I'm going to keep that to myself.
Yes, and it's a very... Getting grade locked in that deck, like, grade locking itself, it sucks. But there are some clans where it's like, hey, we can get over that.
That's the thing
Spikes
about
is
Spikes.
like, oh,
if you get grade locked, you're shot.
We're punched. We get punched in the gut, but still. It is my absolute favorite deck. Love my Spike Brothers, and it's got probably one of the best endgame combos where you break right and then call some stuff out where it's basically hit for 5 attacks. And basically,
it's
if
one of those other clans. I feel like it's a very stand. You could,
even though you don't actually run
you
stands,
don't run stands, but it's basically a stand because you basically throw them back into the deck. That's like using them and then restanding them, pretty much.
So my number 1, Spikes, and your number 1?
My number 1, as you guys have probably figured out, is Darker Regs.
I kinda thought that.
Darker Regs, it was a deck. As soon as I saw it, it's like, gotta build that.
Gotta build that.
Definitely gotta build that. I actually started off with a deck that nobody thought of actually building.
Which one?
I actually started off by building a Steel Vampire, which was the Mega Blaster we were talking about, and a No Life King deck.
Oh yeah.
No Life King, you basically use it. You basically can throw your 5 damage, untapped damage, into the soul,
and throw more stuff in.
Throw more there to gain power. Then you can
finish them off with that.
Then you can finish them off with Steel Vampire by making them ride to
a 0.
0 or a 1, which is quite annoying to see.
And it also gets rid of that 0 or 1.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's a pesky booster. To the Vanguard.
That's actually one card that I've been able to stop his Reign of Terror with.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I did that to myself once when I was using a vampire. It's just like, Ray Terror's your Vanguard. Oh, crap.
Yeah.
There goes my card and I'm a 5k.
And then there are cards like Edelrose. Edelrose reminds me of Freddy Krueger, which my favorite series of movies is horror. So I actually ran...
Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, it's Freddy Krueger as a girl.
It is.
A teen girl, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, and then the one card that makes the deck, Amon.
Yeah, Amon makes that deck. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's
plus
one
one for each
card
of the
that
soul.
people seem to throw out nowadays that I feel like it could be still good.
Which one?
Reiji.
Yeah, Reiji's still pretty good.
Reiji, when it first came out, combining it with Amon, you start by writing Amon, then you write to Reiji, that's 2 crit.
If you have 15. Yeah,
If you have 15 in the soul.
Which, it's
So,
a Dark Reg deck which focuses on soul sharding. 15. I wonder how hard that's going to be.
yeah, so.
Not that hard.
So,
And then you got Amon Reverse, which basically says, I go critical when there are 6 or more.
so yeah. Thanks, guys. This was fun, don't you think?
Yeah, I thought that was pretty fun. We might do a hated clans list. We might, I'm not sure, but until then, this has been Solomon Pleasant, and
Monty Cat 1432, and see you next time, guys.